Good morning and welcome back to yet another special edition of the FwooshCast, broadcasting live from San Diego Comic-Con 2017. It is currently early on a Sunday morning, and we had every intention of recording this show last night after the big reveals at the Marvel panel, but we're tired.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
still tired.
Walking around all day.
So
all excited.
if you thought Robo looked tired in the one from the other day, we both look really tired today. But so much goodness for a late on a Saturday panel. Of course, the Hasbro Marvel Legends panel that we wanted to take some time to discuss all of the goodness that we saw. And I think in the interest of time, we are going to be sticking to the reveals that had been shown off since the last time we talked about Marvel. So there was a lot. We're going to try to get through everything and share some thoughts, maybe some things that we may have heard at the panel that maybe didn't pick up, or just some things that we caught in terms of discussion down at the booth after they put the new figures out, which hopefully I will not be returning to the con today, but you will. So
yeah, I'll be heading back because they're gonna sneak something out,
Yeah.
get something out there, or at least maybe another actual figures from the reveal last night. Yeah, the panel.
The panel
Something,
that didn't
anything.
make it in,
We'll
because
see.
they only had so much room, and they showed off a ton of stuff. So let's get right to it. So, of course, we did have the panel, but before that, since Wednesday night or Thursday, they've been revealing new stuff every day, and one of the things that they showed off to kind of complete the assortment that they showed off the new execution at the Hasbro breakfast of they're calling them Ultimate Riders now. It'll play off the legendary Riders Toy Biz Marvel Legends assortment. We saw the Black Widow on the modern Black Widow, which that's important now, which we'll get to in a minute. We saw the modern Black Widow at the Hasbro breakfast, but I think probably to the surprise of no one, they put a brand spanking new Johnny Blaze, what I would consider to be a more classic looking.
He's got that blue.
Yeah, Ghost Rider.
Old comic covers and such. I didn't read a lot of Ghost Rider back then, but
I didn't either, but he's a hell of a cool character design, and concept as well. But get the more classic blue Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, but then also, of course, the big thing is his Hell Cycle, which not to quote Meatloaf, but it looks like it's straight out of hell.
Why? Why do you do?
I don't know. I don't know. The last thing we needed was to invoke Meatloaf during this discussion today, but it looks cool.
It does, and it multi-purpose. You can take the flames off. You can take
the skull off. That was the first thing that I said when I saw. I was like, this bike's awesome, but I wish you could take that front skull part off, and wouldn't you know it? So,
but you notice when we asked about the front plate coming off, they automatically went to other possibilities for characters to be riding motorcycles, not the whole Ghost Rider
I
in the
just want a
classic
plainer bike. So, names like Captain America and Wolverine were being tossed around. It doesn't necessarily mean anything, but, just your brain is probably going to, who else, is known for riding a motorcycle, but their brains are too. So it doesn't sound like, at least on the surface, that this is going to be kind of a one and done assortment. There may be opportunities for it in the future. I don't know how often they're going to come out.
Well, I wasn't too excited with the Black Widow and motorcycle reveal, but it is cool, and they said that the motorcycle was sized or scaled correctly to either have a male or a female riding it. But you throw Ghost Rider into a wave, then I'm going to buy both, because
buy both and hope that the Deadpool on the Vespa is in the second.
Deadpool on the Vespa.
Yeah. So the Ultimate Riders due for spring 2018. Modern Black Widow and her very modern looking bike, coupled with the classic Ghost Rider and his classic looking Hell Cycle.
With don't forget new head. New head. And the chain with the fire. That's awesome.
Man, that shiny translucent. It's like their translucent plastic they were using on all of their effects. It's like shinier and more dynamic now. Looks really cool.
And those of you watching the video, we do have a cheat sheet up on the laptop.
There's too damn much.
We need some time apart.
Yeah. That's what everyone is thinking at this point. So then up next was a reveal for kind of a she's kind of a one-off because she was confirmed in the panel to be a part of the 2018 Avengers Wave 1, but a figure that it seems like it's been coming for a long time, but in a slightly different form, or maybe completely different form, with Songbird.
I believe completely different. I know there were fans of the first version with the short hair and such, but not as many as the classic long-haired version.
And I think that first one was on that skinny leg female body too, so it's worth the wait, especially for, and I had forgotten this until they said it, she was the fan choice winner.
Yeah, that's insane.
So, I like her hair, the pink and white. Her costume is cool, but it's not necessarily anything too dramatic. But that I guess psionic wings or whatever.
Or sonic wings.
Sonic wings.
Yeah.
Did I say psionic? I meant sonic. Sonic wings, because she's Songbird. Man, that's a cool.
It is
a cool effect.
And it really, I mean, if it came down to it, and if they really wanted to in the future, it could be reused. But they're going to make another Jean of any kind? I mean...
Well, we have it on some pretty no uncertain terms that a certain person who's in charge of the Marvel Legends line at Hasbro is a big Jean Grey fan. You never say never. But, she turned out cool. A little teaser for the what I would probably expect to be a rather heavy movie figure assortment. But, at least you're getting one comic figure.
One nice, new, new sculpt on top of a new character.
Yeah.
In a movie wave.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know, a lot of people are complaining about that the comics are being phased out and such, but that's not.
I don't think so.
Not the case.
We saw Songbird as the teaser for, the Avengers wave, and then we'll get to it, the Black Panther assortment teaser figures. Those are both comic based. So I don't think that is the case at all.
No.
Is the case at all. So after that, then we also got a couple of previews that led us into the next Spider-Man assortment, and just for the sake of our organization and how things were revealed, I guess we're going to talk about this one piecemeal because we got some of the reveals before the panel and the rest during the panel. But
during the Marvel live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Was that yesterday?
No, it wasn't yet. I think it was on Friday.
Oh,
it was on Friday during the Star Wars panel because we were up in the Star Wars panel while they were revealing.
And then we left.
More,
tired.
Yeah, tired. But so a brand new Spider-Man assortment, which we should come to expect, since those seem to, at least according to them, be very good sellers. Spider-Man's a very popular character, probably has the best rogues gallery in the Marvel universe, and so they are continuing on with that. And the first figure that they revealed for that was another pull from the Spider-Verse with Spider-Punk.
I have no idea who this is, only because I haven't read comics in a while.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, and it's a rather crazy design, but it speaks to me personally because of the whole punk rock thing. But it's a cool figure. It's not going to be for everybody.
No.
I love the fact that he's got the tennis shoes on, and then he actually has a sculpted hand holding a guitar pick that will of course go along with his included guitar accessory. He's got a chuffed up, cut up, jean vest, I guess, with a patch on the back
with
for
the F and
Spider-Man on the back of it. So he's got the goat. The devil horns. The devil horns, the goat hand.
It looks kind of big.
It looks a little big right now, but I don't know how far along this wave is. They looked like production, but they may not be final production figures. So we haven't been without representation in the Spider-Verse in the Spider-Man line. I don't know, maybe from the inception when they started to release these Spider-Man waves.
Right.
So he's the good continuation of that.
I started this with I don't know who this is, but
yeah, you're getting it.
Yeah, I'll get him. That's...
Oh,
and then speaking of not knowing who the hell the character is.
Well, let's talk about it. Because I think there was a little confusion or speculation that this figure was actually a part of the Deadpool wave.
Well, I think it was always leaked, speculated, but I'm a dumbass.
Well,
and I thought Winpool, Deadpool, Long Weekend haven't been online as much as usual. I screwed up.
But nonetheless, a character that you have no idea about, I have very little knowledge of, but she's awesome.
I'll probably buy 2.
I get it. You know, it's definitely a character that I think tries to encapsulate everything about the current. I don't know, but I mean that's what comics have always done.
And I understand some people think it's a goofy character, and if I understand the premise right, then it is a goofy character. But I think that's the premise. Did I bring that all the way? Not bad.
If that was your premise,
that was my premise. That was my intention.
Yes. But you know, for a figure that's probably going to be posed on most shelves, taking a selfie with the tongue stuck out and you know a peace sign. It's fun. I like the colors, the costume.
It's insane how much I like it. The colors, the contrast, the whole just tongue sticking out, extra heads, extra hands, accessories.
Hey,
I'll buy it just for the value.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it. Yep. So Gwenpool will be included in the new Spider-Man assortment as well. Oh, penguin backpack.
Yeah.
Penguin
that's
backpack.
Insane. Crazy.
So then one last figure that was revealed prior to the panel.
Quick, all sneaky-like.
Very sneaky-like, yeah, because I just remember I was looking at it and I was like, wait a minute, and it's the third figure in the new Spider-Man assortment, which, like the Spider-Verse characters, plays off the symbiote theme that has kind of been running in the Spider-Man assortments, and that is with the very green Lasher.
Very green
figure. And again, I'm not a big Lasher, a wealth of knowledge when it comes to Lasher, but you know, the symbiotes seem to be running the gamut, at least in terms of color palette these days. So
and like they
why
said
not green?
And like they said in the panel, it's about to be a big thing. You
yeah,
know,
the symbiotes taking over the entire
Venomverse, and then the movie next year.
Yeah. So which they did talk about. They talked about the
when somebody asked about their symbiotes. But yeah, somebody asked about the symbiotes, and that's what Jesse Falcon said. You know, there may be more because of all the exposure in the next year or so.
Yeah. So there's the first part of you know, your Spider-Man assortment, and we're going to get to, I think they revealed everybody else during the panel, but we're going to try to keep it in order, at least in the order of the pictures that we have.
They may not be in the order of...
But
close enough.
Moving on then to the panel that they just decided to make us wait with, you know, great anticipation all the way throughout most of the convention. The 5 o'clock Hasbro Marvel Legends panel, and I can't believe how much they revealed during that panel.
We're used to, well, it's hard to remember year to year to year, because as the year goes on, you, the anticipation that you remember from the con, it was like, oh yeah, I remember those. Those were cool. We have those now, done and gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I see a lot of comments already of, you know, redos, that it's the same characters, but
they're so much better.
I know. I'll take upgrades.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people have sentimental feelings for older stuff, but
well, and two, you know, they showed off. You know, some complete waves, but a lot of waves were just teased as well. That could be a part of it too, is that they're more comfortable with teasing upgrades rather than new characters, because maybe they are saving those for, you know, a splash, because HasCon is right around the corner, which will have new reveals. They're traveling. At least figures are traveling to London, Mexico, Canada, and they're going to have new reveals at all of these different shows. I don't know how many at each show, but I guess they've got to hold something back for. And so if you're only going to show off one figure at a show, maybe it needs to be a bigger impact first time ever. But I don't know. That's just me.
But with as many figures and waves and everything else they're coming out with. Even with what we think is a lot at this one, they still have, you know, it didn't take away from this reveal,
Right.
knowing that they're going to be at other conventions for the rest of the year.
Right. So speaking of not necessarily the first reveal during the panel, but the first thing that we have up to talk about is the new Amazon exclusive, what they are touting as the Classic Defenders, and I think classic as far as lineup.
Classic Defenders, or did they say astonishing or amazing or something like that?
Maybe something.
It's not on the
like
box,
that. Yeah.
but and I think it's a new comic based on the Netflix show.
Mm-hmm.
But you said classic, and I want a Doctor Strange and a Silver Surfer and a
you know, but
I don't know.
But,
I want to say there was something in front of Defenders when they said it.
But it's the I guess kind of the Netflix lineup of the Defenders
we'll say
in their comic outfits. And this is a good example of some redos, some upgrades, a little bit maybe, or at least different, you know, paint applications, but then also one new character, which is cool to get, and that's Jewel, or as you may know her from TV, Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones. Well, I consider, but I did the review on Jessica Jones last week or last month or whenever those came out, way back.
Yeah.
But I think she does dual duty as comic and movie. Netflix.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but,
that figure. Yeah, the one from the Night's Wave. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from the Night's Wave.
Yeah.
But first figure of Jewel, I think.
Yeah, and you know, it's a cool costume. It's definitely a different costume. You know, and her pinkish purple hair
it is awesome.
Looks cool. So she looks really cool, and is kind of the I don't know if you'd call her the anchor in terms of the character goes, but kind of for me she's definitely the anchor that makes it a must buy, because she's a new character, first ever, you know, comic version of her in Marvel Legends. So
but with as many people missing Luke Cage, that's also a big.
He's the big figure in the set, and also you know, Luke Cage has only ever been this modern Luke Cage has only ever been an exclusive to a former San Diego Comic-Con Thunderbolt set,
right?
And we are getting him. I don't want to say completely re-released, because there are some paint hits that are likely to be different. At the very least, I don't think he'll probably carry the Thunderbolts logo that was on his shirt or wherever it was at some point. But he goes for a pretty penny now. So you know, when we got that set, we split it up and traded it away. I got a couple of figures. I know you got Luke Cage, so this is actually going to be the first time I'm going to have a modern Luke Cage in my collection. I would have loved to have seen that. Classic Sweet Christmas, Where's My Money, Honey, Luke Cage. But this one's gonna work. He's cool. So,
it completely works. Plus he fits the rest of the set, and you know, can't complain. No.
So
especially getting. We were talking about the possible figures for the vintage collection before and what was your choice?
Yeah, the vintage line, which I guess we'll talk about because they finished off that line up here in a second. You know, we were walking around thinking, well, who else could they put with a new paint deco or whatnot, a brighter or more Toyetic looking one? It's like, oh yeah, Daredevil was in there. You know, he's getting up there in price too, but he is not appearing in that.
Not in the vintage line.
In the line, because he is appearing in this Defenders box set, and even though I didn't, we got to actually hold the box with
That's new. We've never done that before.
But that was a cool experience.
It was.
That they had something brand new that isn't out yet, and they passed it around so everybody could see it. So, you know, hence the in-hand pictures that were up on the front page. But I don't know, without having the Daredevil that I have at home, I know his batons are different colors. Mm-hmm. The paint looks different. I can't tell you exactly what it is without comparing it, but he just looks more classic to me.
I think he's a brighter red. And with darker accents, the DD logo, the eyes, the horns, maybe here and there.
It's just it seems to pop more in terms of the deco. So you know, again, he's kind of a re-release with the new deco, but he's another one of those figures that has gone up there in price. So if you look at Luke Cage and Daredevil, probably the two least amount of newness to them in this set, but they're also the two most expensive pre-existing figures that are already out there.
Right, which I didn't know about until I did the Bullseye review and got comments of, wish I had that Daredevil, and it snapped that, oh, maybe he is hard to find.
Yeah. So if you missed out on Daredevil, or you want a more comic-y colored Daredevil, this is going to be a good one.
But then, your favorite.
We'll close it out with dead sexy Danny Rand, shirtless Iron Fist, but with pants that are a bright green, so comic color. I mean, this is a cool version. I'm not taking anything away from it, but man, seeing the color of his pants just makes me wish that he was in the big, high-collared, classic outfit. But it's cool. Shirtless Danny, wrapped up Fists. You made the comment that his body type kind of fits Finn Jones, who plays him on the Defender series. So skinny,
a little bit skinny, but it works. I mean, was the last Iron Fist on this body?
I think so. Yeah, on the
because of the green. And
he was on that. He was on that spider body.
How many Iron Fists have we had?
We had the white one that was on that old outdated body, and then the green one.
Has that been it? Maybe it's all the hands that make me think.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
But still works. I'll take a shirtless version. It's different.
Yeah.
It could have been the same thing stuffed in the box.
Well, and they're obviously not afraid to release Iron Fist figures, so maybe.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that vintage line. You never know.
And maybe this is a preview of him getting a costume in the show. Maybe he runs around shirtless with green pants or something. I don't know. I'm reading way too much into why they chose. Or is there a comic of this? I don't.
The front of the box is designed to look like a comic cover.
That's right. And let's move on.
Yes. That was a dead flat segue. So then moving on, because we were kind of talking about it before. There you go. Is we got the full reveal of the vintage line, which at the Hasbro breakfast they started showing off the more comic colored or toy colored Spider-Man, Captain America. Then they dropped a classic Punisher in the case the next day, and then they dropped a more classic 80s looking version of that Iron Man figure that we got a couple of years ago, who's got, some articulation and maybe some proportion issues, but still, just the color, he looks so much better as this release. And I don't think we talked about the Punisher the other day because he wasn't revealed yet, but I mean, if the Walgreens Punisher, which was kind of more the War Journal Punisher with the brown belt and whatnot, wasn't your bag, we're getting straight up classic Punisher this time.
Plus trigger fingers.
Yep, trigger. That was a big thing.
Yeah, that was the big thing.
Trigger fingers. Yeah. So if you like classic Punisher, you're gonna have trigger fingers. If the War Journal one is more your thing, you can do a hand swap, I would imagine, and have trigger fingers on your War Journal Punisher from Walgreens.
Damn it.
Yeah,
I'm buying 3 Punishers.
Yeah, well, there you go.
What the hell?
And then you get the I guess the War Journal headband head again, but this time with the red headband.
Yeah. So I need 4 Punishers. No, I probably won't go that far. The red headband doesn't really stand out to me as
it's
memorable.
Weird.
Yeah. But it's different.
Yeah.
And if you want the white headband, you have to go back and hunt down the Walgreens and such.
And then the non-headband head in this one, it's the same head as before, but it has a cleaner deco to it because I think the Walgreens one had a bit of a gritty wash, which was appropriate, but now this one looks more to be just a traditional paint apps on there, so
which works with the body with the white belt.
So a shiny, clean Punisher figure. So Iron Man and Punisher were revealed in the booth over the past couple of days, but then at the panel, Wolverine and a classic Black Widow were revealed, and I only had to lament the fact that the motorcycle Black Widow was modern for less than 3 days, I don't know, before they revealed the classic. So this is a long time coming. It's cool that they're doing this because it's going to give modern Widow fans a chance to have theirs, but a more classic Widow on here. They didn't have good pictures of them yet, and neither one of these figures are down in the booth. So Widow's head sculpt is the one that I was the most interested in seeing. But she looks great, and then
I also think she has the more classic bracers,
the bracers and an actual belt. Yeah. So that's very cool to get that. So that's going to be my Widow of preference. Not that I'm not going to get the other one
You'll have
as
both.
well. Yeah, for sure. But and then brown costume Wolverine is gonna close it out, which one I think is good for people who missed this figure released in the X-Men wave last summer because he has hit stupid prices. But this one also comes with a new, well, not a new unmasked head. Well, it doesn't look like a new unmasked head. But an unmasked head and his down, kind of on the neck, shoulders.
His
mask.
ring mask.
Ring mask. Yes, you can wear his. Mask is a.
I remember fondly. I didn't buy a lot of Toy Biz figures back then. Mm-hmm. At that time, I was cool and grown up and such. But until I saw that Wolverine figure, no, I bought that figure after that. It was cool, and why wasn't it Tiger Stripe and all that?
Because that's gonna sell itself somewhere else. You know that.
And the original was in brown, so I mean, this line's an homage to that. So
and the unmasked head does look like the one. Like we said, the picture wasn't great, and he wasn't down in the booth, but it does look like that one that was released back in the same assortment that Magneto came in.
Wolverine and the X-Men.
Jubilee. Was it the Jubilee? Or was it the one before?
Those two series right there confuse me.
The Puck series and the Jubilee series. I have the one from Puck, right? That's the one that was right before that with
I think Puck was first.
Yeah, with Emma and the Cyclops.
Sabretooth,
yeah. And then Jubilee came out after that, which I didn't get. I never saw that wave. I don't own one figure from that.
Really?
Assortment, yeah.
They need to you need a Storm.
And Magneto. Yeah. But anyway, so, but that, in this, we're getting Captain America, Spider-Man, Punisher, Iron Man, Wolverine, Black Widow.
All looking very classic, very
comic, toy-ish, which that speaks to me. So I think this is fantastic. I'm going to be, it's going to be rough if I decide that I feel the need to keep a version of this card because they're taking cues from the Star Wars. But that vintage line I don't have quite the ties to as I would with like Star Wars. But man, those cards look awesome.
They do. Wow. The gray, the comic art, the big logo of the actual. It's not just a generic logo across the whole thing.
Everybody gets their own.
Which they do. Modern Legends too. Which I hadn't thought about until just this moment. But
these are just like you remember the Wolverine logo and the Captain. But this is a cool execution. I hope this isn't a one and done type thing. And maybe that's just because as a classic comic fan, this seems to be like, well, if we see a modern take on a character released in a regular Legends line, it's gonna kind of put it up here. It's like, oh, why don't you redeco that and put that in a new vintage assortment? So it's cool.
Or they go the Star Wars route and just one off. And then next year have another one, and then next year, because they keep going and going and going. Will it turn into a wave of 6 cables with different costumes?
So this was kind of the surprise, the unexpected, kind of execution here at Comic-Con.
I think it leaked.
I'm really happy.
I think the Walgreens thing leaked just days before this.
But I didn't know what it was going to be in those terms. So
in our San Diego bubble, I fear.
So very cool. So then moving on, we've got a little bit of exclusivity to talk about with our good friends at. Who would have thought that a discount drug retailer would become my church for action figures? Because Walgreens is carrying on their now tradition of supporting the Fantastic Four and their supporting characters, and we had 2 reveals that are now exclusive to Walgreens. And the first one that they showed off, which I don't know if this was indicative of how they're going to be released. But Human Torch is next, obviously, and then they showed off a new Medusa figure that is also being touted as exclusive to Walgreens. She's a new figure, but she's in what I would call more of a classic costume than the one that was released in the Thanos Imperative set here in San Diego a few years ago. They dropped the heels on her, which you know what? I get that there is a back and forth about that, but if there is any figure in the Marvel Legends line that heels are a huge detriment to, it's Medusa and all of her big hair.
I think the Medusa I have had on the shelf, the hair was sitting on, had more shelf space.
Yeah.
Sitting down, and then she was bent at the knees just so she could stay standing.
Yeah.
No.
This one looks a lot better. I like the costume choice better.
She's masked.
No heels. She's masked. Yeah. So we got confirmation that she doesn't come with any accessories, but that's a lot of tooling. Well, not a lot of tooling, but it's a lot of plastic.
Yeah.
Into a pre-existing tool.
And then later we can get that action hair,
something crazy. I mean, Lockjaw and the Inhumans are all over Comic-Con, so hopefully that'll bode well for
maybe
Marvel
they'll do
Legends.
like off figure, not Marvel Legends figures with crazy hair, and we can transplant or something. I don't know. Have a little action going on.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's thinking too far ahead.
Right. But so Medusa is up at Walgreens. I'm not sure if she's next. If I was guessing, I would say she might be next to maybe close out 2017 or close. I don't know if the Walgreens exclusives are 2 to a year, 3 to a year. Every quarter was once, I think, the strategy. I forgot to ask about that, but maybe someone going to the con today might be able to ask a question about when Medusa is due out, and then subsequently when Mr. Fantastic.
I don't know what you're talking about this con, but I'm going back to bed after you head to the airport.
But Mr. Fantastic was then revealed right after Medusa, and
somebody was happy.
I was very.
I don't know. All I felt, I was right here. Then there was a loud laughing, squeaky noise, and then I looked up at the screen.
So, Reed Richards completes the Fantastic 3. We're 3 out of 4 now. Like Ben Grimm and the Invisible Woman.
It sounds like you're about to start a song.
He's never had a good Marvel Legends figure, in my opinion.
I am okay with that
white costume.
Ronin wave.
Yeah, costume.
Yeah, I understand that. I just liked, at the time, it was dynamic.
Yeah.
On the shelf, your eye automatically went right up to it. But I also like my vanilla figures too.
Yeah,
so.
And this one has the options. He was shown in the panel with stretchy arms to help, illustrate his stretching power. But he will also come with a second set of regular vanilla arms. The head sculpt, now that press pictures have come out, I can see it a little bit more closely now. It's a good recall to iconic classic Reed, but with a little bit of modern sensibility in terms of his appearance.
I think both crowds will be happy.
Yeah. So I was very happy to see that, and he's going to come with the Ultimate Nullifier, which
they didn't show.
Well, they did not show, but
who needs it? You know what it looks like.
Yeah, you know what it looks like, and you know that it's going to be coming. So I am very excited, and the good part of. Well, not the good part, because the good part would have been if they would have shown the thing. But in the panel, they did say, show a little graphic of the thing standing in the rain, looking sad because he's the last one. And I started to cry a little bit. But it seemed like they ostensibly confirmed that he's going to be out sooner than later. So.
And what did he look like in the picture?
He was in shorts.
He was in shorts.
With no shoes or boots or whatever the hell they've been putting on.
Sandals.
Yeah. So I'm going to take that on good faith and say that it'll probably be next year at Comic-Con before we actually see the figure. But I'm hoping it's going to look like what I'm hoping it will.
They'll save that one for London.
Yeah. London of 2018. All right. So I guess let's get caught up here. What's next? Are we gonna talk about the next
Black Panther.
Black Panther was up next. We got a little tease. We got 2 teases for Black Panther, which was really actually 3 teases. Two reveals and a tease.
3 teases. There were 3 characters all kind of fuzzy, blacked out.
2, wasn't it? Because it was. So for this, Black Panther wave, they're saying it's coming out spring of 18, but they didn't show off any of the Black Panther characters in it, but they did show, I think it was a teaser at the end that was Claw and Black Panther, because the third one was the next slide, which was Thanos for the Avengers wave, right?
My brain is fried.
Yeah.
I could have swore it was somebody, and then definitely Black Panther.
I think it was Claw and Black Panther.
I'll have to go back and watch the video, which is up on the YouTube channel right now.
But anyway, what they did show off, the preview figures for that, they kind of kept they were talking in like a King's theme here, and that, obviously Black Panther is the king of Wakanda, but then included in this assortment as well is the king of Atalan.
For those of you listening to the podcast, I'm flipping him off right now.
Go ahead.
Nobody ever said it out loud in Arkansas.
What's the Arkansas pronunciation?
Atalan?
No, you said.
Oh, Attilan. Now I'm flipped San Diego style of saying. They even said it different twice in the trailer.
Yeah, Atalan or Atalan.
Yeah.
Atalan seemed to be fine with me, but Attilan might have been put. Anyway, to go with his lady love Medusa, who will be trapped in Walgreens, Black Bolt is going to be in the Black Panther assortment as part of the second king.
I can't believe we had argued about that before the panel too. About we need Black Bolt and Medusa, and I was they've already done them. Mm-hmm. Not going to do them again.
No.
So what they do?
But you're wrong.
Usually I am.
And this one is where Medusa gets new paint deco hits and some pre-existing non-healed feet. This Black Bolt, though, to me is dynamically much different than the first release. Well, I guess the second release, because there was another Black Bolt that was released a long time ago. We're not talking about that one. But this one, if you have the Thanos Imperative set one, that's more of the neutral, stately, kingly Black Bolt. This one is Everybody's About to Die Black Bolt, because the tuning fork has this insane blue effect to it. His mouth is open and his tongue is
I didn't notice
blue.
until we got to the booth. It's energy pouring out of his eyes. His eyes are
all whited out too,
with a ring of blue around him. And at first I thought he been eating blue Jolly Ranchers before I realized, that's for the effect.
But. So I normally shy away from the dynamic or in the moment kind of expressions, especially on heroic characters. But since I have the neutral Black Bolt already, he looks cool.
Right.
Don't mess with Black Bolt.
He gets an action pose.
Just.
And you just throw all your figures off the shelf. And it's an action scene.
Yeah. So we're getting Medusa, we're getting Black Bolt, we got Ulick here, who I also love, but with the popularity of the Inhumans now with the new show, I'm gonna keep the fingers crossed that at the very least we get a Lockjaw.
My God, Lockjaw was all over
was
the
everywhere.
show, so we have to.
We need the rest of the royal family. That would be very,
I'll take
very
them
cool.
Too, but
Lockjaw's just begging for a Build-A-Figure. So, but not to diverge too much. The third king in this assortment is also a really nice old new version of a figure of a character that we already got at Walgreens, and that is Namor in his more traditional. Namor in his non-costume Speedo, mostly naked Atlantean king guy.
Now we saw him in the panel, but it wasn't until we got to the booth that I realized he had a beard.
He has a beard.
I don't know why I didn't see that.
Yeah.
But I guess getting down on it. But go for it if you wanna.
But down there looking at it, it's like, yes, classic Namor. Oh, he's got the beard. What? No. Good news. If you did buy that Walgreens Namor in the, I don't know, black costume or whatever, he's clean shaven. He's got multiple sets of hands. We were told specifically that the color Pantone match or whatever that they use for his flesh tone in that figure is being carried over to this new one, so you can do head swaps, hand swaps, all of that. So there is a fully classic Namor waiting for you with the head of the Walgreens Namor and the body of this new Black Panther Legends Namor. And I think, honestly, what I would normally consider then the Walgreens body to kind of be a throwaway and the beard head be throwaway for me, put that beard head on that body, and I don't know if it has any comic accuracy whatsoever, but to me the beard with the more, ornate costume seems to work.
Yeah.
In my head.
I don't think it was, if I remember right. I didn't read a lot of that, but
Plus,
it'll work on the show.
He gets a new, better, non-Odin trident with this figure, which I know that was a point of pain for a lot of people. So
that's cool, and it was big.
Yeah,
they put him in the front.
The
of the
figure's
case.
big.
Yeah.
This Namor's jacked.
Yeah.
The body's definitely bigger than the Walgreens one is built off of, if I'm not mistaken.
That was a new torso on the first one, wasn't it? On the Walgreens one with the collar piece coming down.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you what this new one is on. I'm assuming the
Have to
Reaper
do some
body.
Investigative reporting today. You're just lining up work for yourself today.
I know. I'm going to
on
be
a
busy.
Sunday of all day.
I haven't been to San Diego on a Sunday in
It's been a long time for
10
me
years.
too. Yeah, it's been a long time for me as
But
well.
we'll see.
So Black Bolt, Namor confirmed for Black Panther Legends. I think it's safe to assume that there's going to be a Black Panther figure in there
Was that
as well.
movie?
Yeah. I'm going to bet that the rest of that assortment is going to be pretty MCU movie heavy. But one of the teaser characters that they showed off in kind of the obscured black and white image was definitely Claw.
I'm terrible at those things. I can't see blurry pictures.
He was posed, and at the end of his hand there was an effect.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I can't see ghosts in pictures or specs or you jumble a word and I have no clue what it says. I'm just not good at that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of saw Black Panther, but I have no idea what the rest.
Yeah, so they're touting that as spring of 2018. The movie comes out in February, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if this assortment hits before the end of the year in some places, if it trickles out before the end of the year, right around
I don't
the
know. I'll be
holidays.
fighting for retail space with another wave that they've shown more of.
Would you like to talk about that wave?
The Spider-Man wave? I swerved you.
Swerve. Okay, well then let's talk about that Spider-Man wave first. Then, so we split the conversation of this one up because they split up the reveals on us. So we got the Spider-Punk, we got the Gwenpool, we got the Lasher. Was there somebody else that they revealed?
I don't think there was anybody else before.
Right, but in the panel, we did get to see Mysterio. Which we, like the aforementioned many members of the Fantastic Four, in my opinion, we have never gotten a good Mysterio.
There was a pretty good.
The Toy Biz one was okay, but it had like a weird action feature or something.
Yeah, and it was a little bit lanky.
The dome was weird. Like, the dome wasn't the straight up like fishbowl looking dome. It was kind of like more oblong.
That's right.
Or something
and there was something
like
under
that.
it, right?
Yes, something.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, but damn it, this is classic Mysterio.
Yeah.
He looks great.
And they've teased that, something is under that hood, too. And in the booth, you could kind of see through to some kind of a green glob under there. I don't know if it's covered or...
It's going to be a race to probably someone in Asia who gets it first to make that reveal, because I have a feeling that's not going to be something that they're going to show off. They're going to let people discover that one, or at least one person.
And then the surprise will be blown before anybody.
Yeah. So, but even if there wasn't anything under that dome, this is classic Mysterio.
Yeah.
He looks freaking awesome. So he's got some cool green Mysterio effects.
All new sculpt.
All new sculpt. Classic Spider-Man, Rogues Gallery member. So very pleased with the reveal.
I'm not a big, well, I'm not a huge Spider-Man guy. I'm a big Spider-Man guy, but Mysterio, I need that. And
a cool design that can make for a cool action figure is a cool action figure. So
and a good action figure makes you want more action figures because
Yeah.
then I need Hydro Man and all that.
yeah, Hydro Man.
All list.
New,
Yeah.
new classic Vulture or something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. I'm with you. But then for this assortment as well, speaking of classic Spider-Man villains, the Build-A-Figure is a very impressive.
Not so classic. Not.
Iconic, maybe?
Yeah.
Lizard. I would say that the design from the neck down, 100% classic.
Yeah,
Maybe a
yeah.
little big.
Large.
But the head is a little bit more modern or interpretive. It looks like a lizard. It kind of looks like a dinosaur.
Kind of raptorish.
Yeah, raptorish a little bit. But it still hits most of the notes. And design, change, choice, whatever aside, there's no denying that this is one hell of an impressive figure
It
as
is.
well.
I can't believe it's a Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can, because Build-A-Figures can be any size, and I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
But Lizard, I don't think it's a surprise, but
No, but we get told that really the three ways or a combination of those that work the best for Build-A-Figures are those that are too big to fit in a regular cart, those that are too obscure to be an individual figure, or those that require a lot of new tooling in
that
order to
may
make it
not
happen.
be used for other things.
Right, so-
Although, now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, but let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's go. Just
Yeah.
reveals.
So
Yeah.
he looks great. I'm interested to actually put that figure together and play with it and see how he can be posed, because he has some interesting articulation choices and whatnot. So another classic Spider-Man villain. Like I said, true to the iconography of the character with a little bit of a modern spin on it too. But
Which I'm good with.
Yeah, he
Can be
looks
used either
good.
way, but the head is a big thing. I can see classic, straight up classic people.
you never know. You never know. Gene's been corrected over and over again.
Yeah, that's true. And if it being a Build-A-Figure,
They did it
pop
with
up somewhere else.
what's his name? Onslaught. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Red Skull.
I didn't.
And then
forgot
Rogue
about that.
came with the Magneto head sometime later.
So maybe
You never know.
Yeah,
Could happen. It could happen.
it could.
It could. Put a regular Gwen Stacy or somebody like that in a Spider-Man wave and help sell her with. See, we're coming up with great ideas on
That's
Sunday
right.
morning. Tired as
Hasbro.
we may be.
Yeah, I'm about to. Keep talking.
Okay, well then I think that takes us to now.
Now,
Let's
wait.
talk about it.
Before we get to that, let's talk about the Hydra 2-pack.
Hydra 2-pack.
Yeah.
You're just savoring Deadpool for last.
I like dessert.
Yeah. So, Hydra 2-pack. Every year, Hasbro builds this insanely cool big battle diorama with like almost every figure, Legends character at least, that they've ever done. All fighting. This one is probably my favorite of this year, or this year's was probably my favorite one ever that they've done. But sometimes they put some custom figures in there, either to like tear a figure apart or make it a character and whatnot. So looking about in there, we saw, oh wow, look at these jacked up Hydra guys, like jacked up, like big muscular ones, and there were some AIM guys that were like that too. And we
And
were
a
like,
big Hulk one.
Yeah.
Like, it definitely looked like a custom.
yeah, but it's like they were down at the bottom where it was kind of shadowy and hard to see, but sneaky Hasbro hiding in plain sight. Two new Hydra agent figures that are going to be a part of an army building 2-pack that includes 2 different body types. What they say, like 6 different heads
I think
across
so,
the entire
3
pack.
per,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now this one went fast. It looked like one was it a straight up reissue of the, or was it different?
It looked like it had the same size and maybe even head of the first one.
I can't tell.
Bob, but it's hard to tell. Surely they changed something to kind of.
At the very least, he's going to come with different heads.
Yeah.
But then the other one is built on a much larger body with like a vest and more like artillery on it.
And all the weapons. They said the box was packed.
Yeah.
So
great. I'm going to need like 4 of them. It looks great because you can never have too many Hydra agents, that's for sure. And who knows? I mean, maybe something like AIM would be a good candidate for this as well. There are lots of different army builders or troop builders or whatever that might fit well into an execution like this. So it's cool to see new Hydra soldiers to have your favorite heroes beat up on, but it's also cool for the future possibilities as well.
Right, because didn't you say Skrulls are going to be in?
And they said Skrulls were going to be in the Captain Marvel movie, which I can't believe. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But talk about prime candidates for
no kidding.
A set like that, too.
With different heads and different
arm attachments. Here we go, planning the line right here on a Sunday morning.
That's right, Hasbro.
San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah.
You go down there and hand them your resume.
They hear enough ideas from us.
That's for sure.
That they can use for free.
Yeah. So, Hydra Agents Army Builder 2-pack coming soon as well. Which now?
Oh, wait. Let me scroll a little bit.
What else is there?
Hold on.
What?
Where'd it go? Thanos gonna get out of the way. Now, did they say that was the Build-A-Figure with the Songbird?
I think they did.
Kind of wave?
Well, they said Thanos Build-A-Figure. I guess you're getting a new Thanos Build-A-Figure with, at the very least, the Infinity Gauntlet. It was shown, the image was black and white, except for the Infinity Gauntlet. It was quick, and I think I got a picture of it, but there might be a new head on there. I'm not sure. I'd have to look. But the interesting thing to me is that the rest of the image was in black and white. I mean, if this is the same figure that we've already gotten, but with an Infinity Gauntlet, why would you not show a full color shot of it? I mean, maybe just to highlight the Infinity Gauntlet, but it makes me wonder. I wonder if maybe this one will have a more classic paint deco, a lighter blue, because the gold was pretty bright gold on the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah. So maybe the rest of the costumes like that to kind of get across the classic look, because the one we have is a dark kind of copperish gold, if I remember right. It's been a long time.
And very dark blue.
And very dark blue. So and metallic.
Yeah. So there's never been a classic Thanos in Marvel Legends ever. So it's speculation because everything, like we said, but the Gauntlet was in black and white. But it might be a good opportunity here to do that. So neat. I'll take it. I never completed the first.
Oh yeah, so that's even better.
This will give me a chance to.
It came with the Avengers wave.
Yeah, there was one character in there I think that I skipped, and so I've got like a legless or armless Thanos.
Legolas.
Legolas. I have a Legolas as
well. You have a few.
Yeah, probably.
And then they revealed the Build-A-Figure for the X-Men wave that is supposed to blow our mind.
So this assortment's going to come with a lot of expectation. Now.
And now the bar is really high up there.
Because it's supposed to be awesome. We did find out that it is currently scheduled for fall of 2018, which is a ways away. It's going to be hard to wait on it, but...
let's call Deadpool the 0.5 wave.
Okay, we can do that. Yeah. We can do that. Because you're going to get some X-Men, at least X-Men, a couple X-Men characters there. But... I think it was very good that they wanted to make sure that we knew that Deadpool doesn't count as a full X-Men wave, and X-Men waves are going to continue. They played the opening theme music from the 90s cartoon again to get so everybody got hype, and then they showed off the Build-A-Figure for that. A Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
We had talked to Dwight at the breakfast, and he said, "Oh, you guys, the next X-Men wave is going to be awesome. It's going to have our greatest Build-A-Figure ever." Come to find out that we learned that Apocalypse is his favorite X-Men villain, so good reason for it to have a lot of love and care with it. But the image was what it was. I heard that the paint applications aren't the final paint apps or paint deco while I was down there, so that could be as well. But I mean, Apocalypse.
I mean, and I heard it said that this is the first character that has had 2 Build-A-Figures. And I think that's right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
The Toy Biz one.
Yeah.
Giant.
Now,
they had a regular carded, like gorilla looking.
Well, he was very thick, very modern,
the
very
monkey
rivets.
face,
Yeah. So at this point, you can gripe all you want about another Apocalypse coming out, but it's just a different version.
Yeah.
It's no different than releasing another Wolverine.
And that Toy Biz Apocalypse, that came out over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's be real about that from a timing perspective. Plenty of time for action figure evolution to take place.
We're done.
We're done.
Mic drop.
And lots of new collectors. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a mark. I'm always good for an upgrade, but this definitely looks to be an upgrade because I always thought, well, yeah, okay, Apocalypse could get big, but that Toy Biz Build-A-Figure, it was cool looking, but I was like, what the hell am I going to do with this?
It was awesome.
Yeah, and the smaller Toy Biz figure, I hated that one. That one was like all bubbly and...
But it has its place.
For
people that like more modern looks.
Sure.
So,
this one, though...
It's different strokes.
Goldilocks, just right.
Yeah. For you.
Yeah.
Different people, you know what I mean? And you may not like it, but you don't have to buy it.
But I'm gonna.
I know.
And I do like it, so, you know, the hype is set.
Yeah, that's another high bar.
Let's see what this X-Men assortment for 2018 is going to look like. You know, we may get there's London, there's HasCon, there's Canada, there's Mexico. We may see some characters, but if not, I would imagine we would get the rest of the full reveal at Toy Fair.
You think Toy Fair?
Yeah, because if the assortment is set for fall 2018. That's code for June or July.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah, so have to wait a little bit longer, but fear not, X fans. The X Waves are doing well. We've got a lot of X-Men fans in charge of or working on Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
So you know, I think that the future is we're no longer living in the future past. We're living in the now.
You know where I was going to go? We need to wear shades, but
where's the X-Men?
I know you're much better at that. I'm much better at just going. It looks good.
We'll catch you later.
I can't even do that right.
All right.
Then we get to the Deadpool wave.
And
take
it away.
We had already had the reveals of, you know, Deadpool himself. Very 90s. Cable, very 90s.
Domino.
Domino. They're looking very now, she is on the Mockingbird body, which I don't have a lot of experience with. I bought that figure, went into a box because I didn't have Avengers up at that time.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. You had the buttons removed on the torso, maybe some changes there. But it's Domino, you know. It's all about the head and the ability to stand on the shelf. But that's any action figure, you know.
Yeah.
Then we get to yesterday, and we get Deathlock, which is a good redo of the original character. I try not to take anything away from Toy Biz with their beautiful sculpts, their beautiful paints for the most part. But, you know, like you said, action figures have evolved in the past 10, 15 years. And you go back and look at that Deathlock, he's a little bit lanky. His
compared to this one, he's definitely small.
No kidding.
This is a big Deathlock.
Yeah, the engineering at that time, because of the ball joints, because of all that, I can't even stand to
He had a heavy wash that made his joints stick.
Yeah, and then I can't look at hit balls anymore.
Yeah.
I've outgrown those.
Yeah.
And that sounds very pretentious, but you know what I mean. It sticks out at me now that
the
they've
way
disappeared.
I look at it is that Deathlock has enjoyed
a long run.
A long run of success in Marvel Legends, probably more than what a lot of people would say he probably deserves from a character standpoint. But I mean, I really liked the Toy Biz Deathlock when it came out.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for not having any real attachment to the character. And now this one looks even better to me, so you got me again.
And in 10 years, it may be, you know, that old Hasbro one looks weird with its double elbows, and it doesn't have the skin over the joints and such to hide everything. Oof. So, I mean, it all, you know, it moves forward.
Yeah, and I was looking at him like, yeah, that's cool, but I was also looking at him as like, there's some good parts in there to help make that classic Colossus that we haven't gotten yet.
Is he that big, though? I don't know. It's hard to tell with all that new.
Yeah, maybe with like the longer boots or something. Because I was thinking like the thighs, because they've got that effect to them, and some of the arms that I don't know what costume that was, that Colossus that just came out, but
I feel like to get the Colossus I want in my brain, that it's going to have to be new stuff.
And that's fine too.
And then they can flip. Oh yeah. And then they can flip Sinister onto that body or something. But that's thinking
using your noodle
again.
But Deathlock, help me out here. What is his primary connection to Deadpool?
Really, you couldn't ask me this when I could have looked it up. You couldn't have waited. I mean, you couldn't have warned me that you were going to.
They both start with the letter D.
Because I was sitting here going, I'm not sure of Deathlock's association with that. Let's move on to the next one. But no. Was Deathlock.
His association is now that he's getting a badass action figure in a Deadpool.
You know what? That's all I
Legends
need.
wave.
Who cares?
Sorry, man.
Yeah. As long as I get kick-ass action figures, you could put any name at the top of the box.
Yeah.
I want to say he was on some team, but again, tiredness. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of comments of, hey, dumbass.
Here's where he was for like a million times.
Do you even Deadpool, bro?
Yeah, they're brothers and you don't even know that.
I just care about the figures at this point. Someday I will go back and read some comics, but God damn it, I don't have time right now.
You're too busy making videos on Sunday mornings.
Exactly. with flights to run to and such.
Yeah.
But the last, well, I'm not going to say the last figure because it seems like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 figures
We're still
seems
missing.
a little short. And I know what the leak list is before anybody comments on that too. But I'm going to leave that up in the air because it could change. I mean, they may change it on purpose because of the
Which we'll
leak
get
list.
to that here in just a second.
Yeah. But the last reveal was X-23. And I was totally expecting the Wolverine look for her. The new look with the yellow and the blue and the, the mask. But they swerved again and gave us an X-Force version. Which I'm good with.
That's fine with me.
Yeah. I dig the black and gray.
Yeah.
But not liking the Wolverine we have in the black and gray now, or silver, or whatever it is, and kind of liking not the Thunderbird, the Warpath that we have in those colors. I'm going to need a whole new X-Force because of this figure now. That version.
Thanks a lot.
We need the Wolfsbane and, those characters there. But I'm not going to complain. I didn't, even at the time, as much controversy as the first X-23 brought, of she's not a legend, and the same thing we're getting it with Gwenpool now from a lot of corners of the internet. But I'm good with this figure, and if they can take most of it and make the Wolverine version, then I'm good with that too.
Yeah.
But no Foot Claws kind of throws me. Or he just said that
this one doesn't have it.
Or he just said that, which I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but that was a big surprise for a lot of people. Even years after that figure came out, people would buy that figure and go, I didn't know she had foot claws.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So maybe there's a surprise there, but maybe not. Probably not.
Yeah.
I'd like for there to be.
Yeah.
But get to the Build-A-Figure, which shuts your mouth hole. Which I'm no huge fan of the character, so I could go either way. I mean, it would be the start of maybe X Factor, but
There are very, very few comic characters that I just downright say I absolutely despise.
And you know, that's
that
perfectly okay.
Strong guy, not for me. So while I felt petty and a little childish and whatnot during that panel when they popped the image of a comic image of Strong Guy up there, I was like, oh god, okay. And then the big universal no sign came with a Strong Guy is not the Build-A-Figure for the Deadpool wave, which is perfectly fine.
Which was an odd leak in the first place, because the leak actually says muscle guy in pants.
For a Build-A-Figure, that doesn't make sense.
How do you get Spider? How does somebody who's seen the list or the figures or
that leak
just
description would be just as stupid as the character?
Oh, it's so cruel, so cruel. But they got Spider-Punk. They nailed everybody else with names, and then it's just muscle guy in pants.
Yeah.
So I mean, Hasbro could go any direction right now, because I mean, Hulk was in Deadpool #1.
Yeah.
T-Ray would be cool, but does he have enough exposure to get a figure?
Of all the damned legends that they showed off yesterday, last night I fell asleep thinking about the Deadpool legends, which, you know, would be you. That'd be understandable if you were doing it, but not for me. I was like, who could they put in?
I don't even remember the light going off last night.
But who would they put as a Build-A-Figure? And I was like, well, maybe they're going to try to sneak somebody in there that would appeal to someone maybe like me who doesn't live and breathe Deadpool, but could get, you know, behind a different Build-A-Figure. So I was like, oh, you know, he's got a little bit of tie to Alpha Flight, and that's probably just the Man-Thing release speaking to me nostalgically about the Toy Biz release. It's like, oh, you know, Sasquatch, that'd be a cool Build-A-Figure for that way, because then I'd definitely be in for all of them, but who knows?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, he doesn't wear pants, but again, that could change. I mean, or that could have been wrong, or that could have been a swerve in the first place. It's up in the air, which is kind of cool. I like still having surprises.
Yeah.
I don't like knowing everything that's coming, which we usually do, but still, my brain forgets about that kind of stuff.
I've already forgotten. It's hard to keep all this stuff straight.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars was kind of not hamstring, but you know, controlled about what they can release in terms of information. So they didn't have a lot to show off. But man, Marvel certainly made up for it in terms of breadth and variety and awesomeness.
I love the new bodies.
I'm ready.
I like how they phase out the bodies that kind of have a problem with it, but still look good. I mean, how many new bodies? Black Widow, Mysterio. I know there's a couple more.
Yeah.
So they're moving forward. They're doing
a lot. They're doing a lot.
They're doing great.
They're doing a lot. Good variety among what you would call a normal assortment. That's not exclusive anywhere. Some good continuation of stuff that has exclusivity. New exclusive things like the Defenders.
Yeah.
But man, that's at Amazon. I would really love to see them continue with a theme like that. A box set, look like a comic cover, open it up, 4 or 5 figures in there like giant size X-Men.
Well, Defenders have a media tie-in about that time too. Yeah. So we need a giant X-Men movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Inhumans. They got a show.
Inhumans. We need a Thunderbird to show up on some movie or TV show. There's an X-Men TV show, isn't there? And I think it has... I can't think of any of their names right now. I'll catch you on the Fwoosh.
And out. But, you know...
I was actually going to stand up and walk off like, we're done.
These reveals are easy to talk about because they're really cool. There's a lot of them. You know, you've pretty much got through next spring in front of you, planned out, with some things to still be revealed as far as pieces of waves. But what we saw, for me, was great. I'm excited. Kudos to the Hasbro team, the Marvel team, the Gentle Giant team that partners with them to do a lot of the figure design. Everything's looking great. I'm back as a Marvel Legends completist, and I couldn't be happier about it.
Even with figures you don't.
Hey, I don't have to buy Strong Guy, so.
Man, I want Strong Guy. I never had a detachment to Strong Guy, but I need a Madrox. So I feel like that kind of seems. But if they had given us a Strong Guy, it would have been that X Factor 90s yellow blue costume type thing, and I need a modern Madrox. So that would mean Strong Guy in a T-shirt or something. They all had kind of clothes and stuff. And I know, I can see you just going, what in the hell are you even talking about? But I need a Madrox. Several Madroxes, different heads. Hydra pack of Madroxes.
Oh, Lord.
6 heads, 2 bodies. You buy it.
Or AIM guys. Or Skrulls. You
never like what I want.
Why can't you just let me have what I like?
God.
No.
Yeah.
Lots of cool. So, it is Sunday, Comic-Con 2017. Somehow we've been able to string together 3 of these. I don't think you should be expecting this type of frequency, at least in the immediate future, as far as these going forward. But we're going to try to get us back together to do this a little bit more often. The wheels are lots of little strands in the old Robo brain are going right now.
Plans are in place.
To do this more often, which will be great. But it's Sunday. At San Diego Comic-Con 2017, the show is almost over, but don't count on not seeing anything else new today, probably at least in the Marvel world, because they're probably going to get sneaky, put something down there, maybe something from the panel that they didn't have down there before, something that wasn't in the panel as another preview. So Robo is going to be on the scene.
Yes. After brunch.
While I...
My priorities are amazing.
I will be passed out on an airplane.
Yeah.
But good show all around. It was dominated for me by Star Wars, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Marvel. But I don't know how that's really. Oh, and Masters of the Universe had some cool stuff too.
Yeah,
we'll have to talk about that at some point.
Yeah, we'll have to steal somebody's pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, borrow.
Yeah.
Never made it over there.
Yeah, but lots to buy. So be ready, wallet.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us for these little sit-ins. and
been fun.
It's been fun
been
talking
different,
about stuff.
But
Yeah, it's been different formats. But we'll still have more coverage coming. We'll probably have some reviews of some exclusive figures that we got here at the show as well, coming over the next couple of weeks or so.
I'm taking a day off tomorrow.
So make sure so you don't miss out on any of that you keep it tuned in on the front page, the forums, and of course the YouTube channel. So this is the last video from San Diego Comic-Con 2017. So we're going to sign off.
Trailing off.
And we'll
catch you on the Fwoosh.
Bye, guys.